I did a little short and
It's gone.
good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Da Vinci Jeremy. I'm in the pipe 5x5 here in Dubai, man. Oh, well, you know what? I did say that there was a chance that Bitcoin was going to go up to 96, and it did happen, right? I didn't. I was thinking about shorting that, and I honestly, I didn't pull the trigger. I did short the Ethereum, and you know that really blasted off. But hey, you know what? That's what the stop loss is for, just in case, right? You can't be right all the time, right? When you're doing trades. Okay. With that said, let's take a look at the market, and this is going to be a short one. Okay, let's take a look at what happened here. You see that that Bitcoin just pumped all the way. Like, you know what? If we zoom in here, you can see the candlestick. I was thinking we were just going to get a candlestick up here to the 96 and then come back down immediately. It is not happening that way. We've actually closed the candle body up here at the 95.5. The 96, as you can see, that was a clear, what's it, 38.2 from the total move from the all-time high to lows. And we, of course, rejected from that. So we have to break above the 38.2. But so what's the odds of us doing that? Well, you have to just look left. And if you look left, well, you just see a lot of red candles here. There is a little bit of a wick, so we might have to break above the $96,800 level, and then that should take us all the way up to the 101, 105-ish area here, and we could end up actually blowing through that and going all the way to the 103, 106.6, which wouldn't surprise me at this point in time, since Bitcoin is surprising to the upside a lot since it started, breaking down, and now it's turning around. I really thought that we would reverse here and come back down and start its slow descent. But with the Federal Reserve, I should realize that with the Federal Reserve printing more money, that this is not going to be an easy ride. But you know, we could also see that a lot of people are leaving this space, right? When the ETFs are just being drained out of people who were like, oh my God, it's coming back to 96. I'm selling right now. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of outflows in the ETFs. Even if Bitcoin goes higher, we're going to see a lot of outflows from people who are holding it and saying, you know what, came back to my price, I'm getting out. Right? Just that's why we're going to see a lot of this. If it does go up to the 101 or the 106 area, there's going to be a very slow grind, a very painful grind all the way up. And that's what we're probably going to see if we do break out higher, and we might do that, right? Because we've created like Adam and Eve, and it failed, but then came back, and we now have a breakout W here. So I guess we could say that this is going to break higher. The target, if we're going to count the Adam and Eve, right? Let's just see what the target would be. Would be approximately, let's just go right here. Oof, that's a little high, right? And well, I mean, it's still in the zones that I was saying between the 61.8, which is the 103.799, and the 105.500-ish area. So yeah. Not out of the question. If we were to also take a look at this W, just count this W, and this W breakout, we can see, also targets the exact same location. So there it is, right, folks? I mean, lots of evidence that we could end up all the way up to the 105, 106-ish area before the end of this quarter for Bitcoin. Okay, so if you're interested in trading it, I would suggest you wait for some sort of pullback, maybe back to the 103, 104-ish area before we actually get into a trade. And if you're interested in trading it, you can do so at x.dj15.com. Link is in the description below. Also, if you want, you can join my school, right? And learn about, how to hodl Bitcoin like Michael Saylor. That's the objective here, right? Why do you want to hodl Bitcoin like Michael Saylor? Why do you want to hold Bitcoin and never sell it? Well, it's really simple. You can pass this on to the next generation so they don't have to start from zero. And you can still utilize that money, those Bitcoins, for your own life, for your own pleasure. And I'm going to teach you how to do that in this Bitcoin for Beginners or Blueprint for Bitcoin class. Yes, there's beginners courses in there, of course. But this is going to go into more advanced topics on how to not only secure your Bitcoin, but actually use it to grow your wealth and take advantage of it without ever selling it. So check out those courses. Okay. So this is a short that really just went right up and broke through all expectations, even the resistance at the downward trend line. This is a clear indication that this is real, this movement. So we could see, we could head all the way up to the $3,553 level is the next, parking garage. As I was showing you guys, this is a parking garage between these two levels. This is where the market likes to trade. And so there's another parking garage right at the 3,500 to 3,600-ish area. So it wouldn't be surprised if we go all the way up there at this point. Now let's take a look at Solana. I didn't do any kind of trade in Solana. Solana stayed inside its parking garage like clockwork. Remember I was saying the 146, 77-ish area was a parking garage level that was going to hit if it breaks above the 144, because that is a parking garage within a parking garage. Yes, you can have those. And so, yeah, there it is. We've actually, I think this parking garage, internal parking garage is somewhere around here. But anyways, so we've hit the next level. So this is where we're going to be in a trading range for a little while. And let's see, how far can this break up? This could break up pretty heavy. This could go up to $170 before we even see a turnaround. And we can go even higher, even close to $200 in some crazy movement. So don't count it out just yet. Solana shouldn't do that, but hey, it could still do it. Still pull it off. It's not impossible. Just a little bit improbable that we go all the way to $200. So I would say the 170 would be the target, the logical target here for Solana to reach before we actually reverse course. Because, hey, you know what? You might say, well, why do you insist that all these things are going to reverse? That is a good question. And we have to go with historical norms, right? We're noticing that if you've did some research on how many people are in this crypto space, and you see that nobody's watching videos in crypto space, and everybody's like out of the crypto space, just the diehards, right? There's people who realize that they can't just get into a space and understand that they have to hold it for long term. Most people are not long term buyers; they're looking for a short term result, because they're mostly impoverished, right? And that's understandable. But that's not how you make long-term wealth. That's not how you make long-term wealth, is trying to chase after the short-term gains. Even if you were to get short-term gains, it would not last. You would spend it and it would go away. Now, going back to why I see Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market going down, it's seasonality. And it's the most likely outcome for Bitcoin. Now, there is a probability that the US dollar collapses during this year, and then that's off the table, of course, if that were to happen. But all they have to do is run another pandemic, right? And not specifically a pandemic, but some sort of event, right? That allows for everyone to sell all their assets, all their stocks, bonds, similar to the pandemic, into the dollar, that runs up the dollar and then gives them a chance to print money like crazy once again, right? Under the cover of, hey, this is an emergency, right? And that would keep the dollar going for longer. It's just the way it is. I've talked to the ChatGPT about it, and it pointed out the same thing. It agreed. Boom. That's the only possibility. Now they got to run that playbook really fast, because gold and silver, they're indicating that, the dollar's going to die. Let's see. They still got a couple trips up their sleeve, so I wouldn't count out the banking system just yet. But with that said, that means Bitcoin's stuck in a seasonality pattern, and it's going to probably break down once that happens. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching this show, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.